Hey guys, it's Lefty from 643 Productions coming at you here with another gameplay commentary, and today's topic is crazy. Quite literally, crazy. Crazy people doing crazy, stupid, sometimes horrendous things. Like today, August 24th, when a lone gunman in New York City engaged in a shootout with New York City police officers after an altercation with a former coworker that left said coworker dead from multiple gunshot wounds at close range. Now, in that shootout, some 9 other innocent bystanders were injured when they were struck by bullets resulting from the suspect's exchange with police, which ended with the death of the assailant. Now, usually in this country, when things like that happen, this usually brings to the forefront of general discourse the idea of gun control, whether it be just you're talking with a buddy at work, you're talking with your friends, or you're watching your favorite show and a pundit gets on the air and starts talking about the topics of the day. This usually pushes to the forefront the notion of gun control, and we will see, if you know where to look, you'll see arguments for both sides, but if you know where to look, you'll see usually some compelling arguments for both sides of the notion of gun control. You know, some people after this incident and after incidents like this, whether it be the Aurora, Colorado shootings, which came to be known as the Batman shootings, other shootings in schools such as the both Virginia Tech shootings, horrendous acts like those at Columbine, and of course our thoughts and well, I'm not a guy that prays, but sympathies go out to those innocent people just going about their day that are on the receiving end of just some of the most awful luck you can have, and my thoughts go out to their family members and people. If you know one of those people, again, I'm sorry. You can only hope for the best at this point, and I hope that most of us do. But if you know where to look, you'll find compelling arguments for both sides. People will say, well, incidents like these will be cut to nil if everybody in America is free to carry handguns and firearms whenever they choose at will. And yet other people will argue that incidents such as these will be cut to nil if firearms and weapons and handguns are banned universally in the United States. And of course, things like that, arguments like that happen in other civilized nations. And I want to offer this up to both sides. This is not a video aimed at proving one way or the other gun control is good, bad, or indifferent, or whatever. Although I am, I guess you could say, kind of not a strict constitutionalist, I guess, if I had to be set up that way, if I had to be characterized by a lawyer, an attorney, or something like that. But anyway, I see a lot of people talking, and I want to offer this up. And here it is. Crazy people sometimes do crazy things. And regardless of what tools the crazy person has in their hand at the time, they are going to do something horrendous. Again, this is a horrendous incident. 9 people, even though reports are coming out now that most of those 9 people that were shot as a result of the shootout between the suspect and New York police were actually struck by bullets fired by the New York police officers, not the assailant himself. He was just apparently contented to shoot his former business partner or coworker. But these are horrendous acts. And this is an incident. These are heinous crimes, if you will, that we hope that we try not to happen. Again, you can argue, oh, I'm not going to get into the whole we're just kind of shaved apes thing, but the very fact actually that we can have discourse, if I may be granted a brief aside, is kind of cool. The very fact that we are able to have discourse like this and discussions of this nature for being just shaved apes really is actually really cool. I mean, think what you want. I may call your views and your beliefs stupid. I may lampoon you for saying things that I believe are just kind of dumb, but the very fact that we are just shaved apes and we can say and we can ponder things like we think, therefore we are, that's really, really cool in my mind. But anyway, I offer this up. We are very, very complicated beings. Right? Again, we're shaved apes, but still, we have huge brains, relatively speaking, to any other thing that we've seen on this planet. We have huge brains, and that's needed. Our huge, complicated brains are needed to handle complex thoughts like the ones that we all have every day, every single day of our lives. They are very, very complicated machinations. And sometimes the wiring in those goes bad. And sometimes crazy people do crazy things. This is not a shootout between warring nations. This is a man that apparently one day just decided, I am going to finally act out all the revenge fantasies that I've been having about this former coworker. And unlike most of us, if you don't lie to yourself and you don't lie to me and say, oh, I don't have those kinds of revenge, bullshit, you do. He acted it out. That takes a certain amount of crazy to do. Crazy people do crazy things. So if you take away the guns, if you take away the bullets, if you take away the bombs, crazy people are going to find out ways to do crazy things. Most people in this country own a car. Think about that as evidence of crazy people having access to do crazy, horrendous things. So before you let people go nuts on either side of the argument, remember this. Sometimes crazy people just do crazy things. As tough as a pill as it is to swallow, sometimes crazy people do crazy, horrendous things. But anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Remember, likes, favorites, comments, and shares via Facebook and Twitter do help me out. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I am out.